What an astonishing and depressing day in Australian politics, right? And to top it off, more political violence from the left, this time refugee activists who, of course, claim to be more compassionate, but spreading red dye in the Prime Minister's car and poor guards there, and at a science lab at the Queensland University that the Prime Minister was visiting to talk about a vaccine. Do their mothers know they have mouths on them like that? Honestly. And they think they're more compassionate. Joining me are two political power brokers, Steve Conroy, former federal Labor Minister, and Michael Kroger, former Victorian Liberal President. Steve, you must have often asked yourself, what is it with the left and violence and abuse?
Look, there's always been a fringe element on the left that resorts to the sort of tactics you see today and worse. It's always needs to be condemned and called out. Mainstream political parties need to take a strong stand that they don't support or welcome any sort of violence. Peaceful protest is absolutely what we want to see. The sort of stupidity demonstrated today just brings discredit to the cause that they allegedly are trying to champion.
Except, of course, Michael Kroger, in America we've seen political violence on the left go mainstream and potentially steal the election for the Democrats.
Yeah, and Andrew, we're seeing an increase in this political violence. You know, global left fascism is on the rise. I first saw it, by the way, in 1976. I was at Monash University one day with the opening of the Kroger Centre, and Malcolm Fraser got locked in the basement of the Alexander Theatre with mad protesters screaming and yelling, and he had to run out. He actually ran past me and got into a Commonwealth car surrounded by Commonwealth police so he wasn't physically attacked by students. It's time for the laws to be toughened in relation to this type of violence and this thuggery and this vandalism. We've been putting up with it. I've been watching it, as I said, for over 40 years. We're seeing it get worse in America. It's time for the state parliaments to strengthen the laws in relation to this violence and vandalism and stop all this left fascism for once and for all, because I've lived it through the whole of my life and we're all sick of it. We're all sick of it, Andrew.
We do not want to see what we're seeing in America get any stronger.
I'm sorry, I can't let that pass from Michael, Andrew. The FBI
the thought
have
of
just
Michael Fraser
arrested,
running to a car and sparring, Michael, I want to get in politics.
15 people for right-wing militia thugs for going to kidnap a Michigan governor. I'm sorry, you don't.
Can I hold you up there?
Yeah,
Can I
wait
a minute?
As they should.
I'm sorry, you do not
true.
get to pretend.
As they should.
That is not true. One, in fact, was an anarchist. One was a Trump hater. No, one was an anarchist.
I'm sorry.
One was a Trump hater. And also, by the way, you actually had someone on the left, a Bernie supporter, just shoot dead someone on the right in a protest just yesterday. So please.
I'm just not letting Mike pretend that the rise of
Stephen,
left
wake
fascism
up yourself. Wake up, Stephen.
when you have the Montana militia and Michigan militia lunatics arrested for attempting and planning to kidnap the governor of Michigan.
Let's move right. You keep saying right-wing. Can I just interrupt? We've got to get to the bigger news today. You keep saying right-wing militias. That is, in fact, anarchists, anti-government, anti-Trump kind of people. So please, we need to be a bit clear about who we're talking about.